Good day, friends. It is me, HLModTech, and I've got another fun, fast Tinkercad laser cutting project. So let's get cracking. Friends, of course, step one is to visit Tinkercad. I'm going to hit new, and we're going to do a 3D design. Whenever I load them, I like to name them so I don't lose track. This is going to be called a trapezoid for a fingerboard. So I'm going to put trap, fingerboard. Friends, step one is search, and we're going to type trap. When you type trap, it'll bring up all the trapezoids. We want a special one called the double trapezoid. Now, I'm teaching you all these steps so you can make them your own custom size. I'm going to make it 10 centimeters on the bottom, 5 centimeters on the top. To do this, all I'm going to do is go base width, and I'm going to type 100 for the number of centimeters, 100 for the number of centimeters. I'm going to do 60, and I'm going to do 60 for the top, I think I decided. And then I'm going to make this 60 high. Now wait for it to render, and if you have a glitch, like if this doesn't get to the right size, earlier today I had it stay real small, go back and fix it. I think instead of 60, I'm going to make this 50 just so it's got a different shape. Now friends, the trick we're going to use right here is a cut. I want this shape to be my final project. I want one of these sides made right now. Are you ready for this? We're going to hit work plane, and we're going to connect it to the side. I'll spin so we're looking at it. So bingo. I want to slice off a sliver of that for laser cutting. So we're just going to bring out a cube. We're going to make it huge. Stretch it all the way down past in every direction. See how it's bigger. Because this is pretty large, I'm going to change this number to 120. You can fiddle with these. And then I'm going to just grab the handle and push it through. So I'm trying to get a 4 millimeter sliver. That's pretty darn close. As you can see, it cuts all the way through. It does not cut through on this side, so I'm going to fix that. Work plane. And because I put the work plane there, now when I click on this cube, I can stretch it out. Put the work plane back on the ground so you can see it's totally going to cut. Friends, when we do Control G, that is the part we're going to build with. Now friends, we need to lay this flat. I'll zoom in so you can see it a little better. Grab that rotation handle, and I'm going to tell you just go to 67.5. That's pretty close. If you go a couple more degrees, you might get it more perfect, 68. If I do D to drop, let's see how flat that is. It's not bad. It's going to work for what we're going to do. So friends, we know that we did 60 by 60. So bring out a cube. I'm going to resize that by holding shift and stretching. Let's type 60 and press enter. We know since we're laser cutting, we want to make it 4 millimeters high. And then watch this. It'll line up exactly with this shape. See how that just naturally fits? That's what makes this all possible. We're going to click on this and do Control D, shift nudge to the other side, click on the flip tool or the mirror tool, and we're going to nudge it to where it goes. Bingo, it'll be just like that. We're going to do shift select, so we've grabbed those two, Control D, and we need to rotate it 90 degrees. Remember, if you stay inside, it snaps to those lines. If you come out, it goes 1 degree at a time. Bingo, you've got your ramp lined up. Select them all, do Control G, and group it. Now notice there are little seams here. We are going to get rid of those in a minute. I'll show you how then. First though, we are going to make this so it can fold. Bring out a cube. I need you to type 12, and I need you to type 1, and then I need you to put it right in that seam. If we zoom in there, you can do F to fit view. You can see that's lined up pretty good. I'm going to do my nudge at 0.5. So I'm going to move it right on the middle of the seam. And let's do Control D, shift nudge, get it to the middle, and Control D, and we're going to use this to nudge back. You do want to make sure you get to the edge, and then watch this trick for making these split perfect. Shift select group. And now if I shift select the middle, we can do a line. And if we choose middle, it nudges that where it needs to go. I'm going to ungroup those again, just because they didn't need to be grouped. Shift select, Control D, shift nudge all the way across. Let's make sure those are lined up. I can do F to fit view to zoom in. That looks really, really good. And then, friends, are you ready for this? I'm at an angle. Those 3 are selected. Shift select for 4, 5, and 6. Control D. I didn't want it to move, so I'm going to delete those. Let's shift select again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now do Control D, and all we need to do is rotate 90 degrees, and we have got our shape. Select them all, Control G to group, and now we need to fix these little slices and edges that aren't perfect. Friends, are you ready? Here we go. Bring out a cube. Go past the shape, stretch it all the way so it goes back. I know that I want you to type 1.5 right here. That's going to be the level that we cut at. Let's do Control D on this piece, and let's bring it up in the air. Grab those 2 and do Control G, and do D to drop. And if you look underneath, that's a nice smooth cut. Now we can bring this one down, and we're going to do D to drop. We want to do Control up, and we can do 1 or 2 because that would be a total of 1 millimeter. We do want to make sure it pokes all the way through, so I'm going to lift this up a little higher. And let's group those. Control G, and check it out. You have got a nifty project with all these edges cut and ready to bend when we're done laser cutting. Now, if you want these corners gone, which I do, I'm going to just fix this manually. So I'm going to bring out a cube. I'm going to shift squeeze it down to about 1 by 1. Let's nudge it into that place. F to fit view. Zoom back just a tiny bit. And I can nudge this over just like that. So that's going to be perfect. Control D, shift nudge to the other side. Once I get close, F to fit view. Bingo, had it. So let's do shift select to grab those 2. Control D, didn't want the move, which it memorizes. That's handy sometimes. Control D without the move, shift nudge to the other side. Let's do F to fit view and see how we did on that. That was too many clicks, so I'm going to come back a click. This is in my way, so I'll just hide it. That's going to be groovy. Right click drag so I can see the other side. 1 click back. That is going to be groovy. Back out, grab all 5 pieces, group them 1 more time. And friends, we're ready to send our trapezoid fingerboard to the laser cutter. Hit export, choose SVG. I'm going to put it in my 3D modeling folder, and this one's going to be V2. I already made one just to prove the concept. Alrighty friends, we are using lightburn, and I'm going to bring in that project. We need to click import, and like I showed you a moment ago, it's in my 3D modeling, and I called it Fingerboard Trap V2. When you bring it in, you can see how it's going to cut all those little edges for us, and then we are actually going to be able to bend and fold those down. If we check our cuts and layers, I'm going to do 400 speed, 1 pass, and a power of 100. I'm going to be working with 4mm cardboard, and I've tested those speeds, and they work pretty darn well. Alrighty friends, so there is my 4mm piece of cardboard. Let's use the move command to get the laser out to it. I am going to loosen it. We'll flip down that kickstand quick, and we'll get our height. Move my cardboard so it fits. That is going to be great. Tighten it back up. Once again, love that there is a single nut. Love that there is a kickstand. It is so darn slick. Just a quick reminder, friends, you'll note this is all in the open air, but I do cheat. I have a sweet range hood that's venting outside. Put that in to give me better lighting, and it lets me give you a better view as we watch these cuts. Alright, so let's nudge this out into place. Let's hit frame and see how she's going to fit. Right there, you're getting a good clue as to why I chose the measurements I did. And friends, time to put on some safety glasses and make something magical. Alrighty friends, so I'm going to power this off, just make it a little quieter. I already shut off my fan. Check that out, buttery smooth cuts. And are you ready for this? Because of those seams, we can just bend it down and it already is the skateboard ramp. It's that simple. Now you could cut a base for this that was larger. You could cut it so it fit exactly. That depends on how you want your park to be. Once again, that would just be a rectangle and boom, you'd be ready to go. Now friends, I intentionally chose this size because I knew it would fit my cardboard. If you've got larger cardboard and a bigger area, you could make these any size you wanted. Alright everybody, so as I wrap up, I want to say thanks again to Mrs. Dweck for reaching out. This is a fantastic idea. I love doing these little grooved parts. It's been on my list. I haven't done one in a long time. It's nice to actually have a project where you're making one piece that folds and does what you want. Friends, I do also want to remind you, if you are interested in the ATEZR P10 or one of their other lasers, there will be a link in the description down below. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please also hit that share button so more people can learn about HLModTech. Don't forget, you absolutely make my day if you take time to leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button. And last but not least, hit that notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new video from me, HLModTech. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.